Hi, and welcome to episode 34 of Two Crafty Stitches. Today is September 11th, 2016. I am Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75.
So today we are going to start off with our new items that we've acquired.
New items.
I will let you start, seeing that you have actual physical items.
Yes, I do, as opposed to imaginary pretend items like you do.
Yes.
So, I got the mail the other day.
What?
Like 2 weeks ago. Like, 'cause we haven't recorded in because we skipped last weekend because Sandy was sick.
Yes.
So with like the plague, and so anyway, sometime before we were supposed to record, I went to the mailbox and I had this package and I opened it and I was like, at first I looked at it, I was like, what on earth is this? And I had no memory of this. Like, eventually I did. But at first I was like, I looked at the package, I'm like, I don't know what this is. And then I opened the package and I'm like, when did I order yarn? Because I haven't ordered yarn in a while. I've just been ordering like fiber and stuff. But anyway, it's my Hamilton sock kit that after I got it, I was like, oh, that's right, that I pre-ordered a while ago. So anyway, it's got some very colorful yarnings, self-striping yarn in the colorway Work, which is like a Hamilton reference for those of you not in the know. And then there's and there might be other viewers who don't know. And there's a pattern, and I am such an awful not prepared person that I didn't bring my iPad up to show you all the pattern. But anyway, it's on Ravelry, and I don't remember what it's called either, so that's awesome. Yeah.
You gotta give me something to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, because when it came with the package, it just came with a little thing with a little code that was for the pattern. But anyway, while Sandy's trying to find it, it's Java Pearl. Yeah, Java Pearl is the designer. It doesn't have the name of it. I don't think it has the name. Anyway, so anyway, it came with some little stickers that are all little Hamilton characters, which I thought were very cute, and a button with a picture of the Schuyler sisters that says Work on it. And then it came with these little pearl buttons that you're supposed to sew on the back of the pattern, which if we can pull it up, we'll show you what it looks like.
It was one word.
I don't think that I'm going to put these on my socks, though, because I feel like if I sewed these, and they look really cute, but anytime I crossed my ankles or anything like that, they would probably catch on the socks and whatever. So I don't know about that. But anyway, other than that, it's pretty awesome, especially since it was a big surprise because I forgot I pre-ordered this kit. And I think it was a kit that there were only like 25 available or something. But the pattern is available online somewhere.
I'm looking.
If she can find it.
I kept on changing Java Pearl from one word to 2 words, and it was killing me.
Oh. Hold on.
Okay.
The dog is... There's like
There's
a cardboard box
10, Doctor Who.
down here, and the dog is licking it. She's not like chewing on it. She's just licking the cardboard box.
Okay, it's loading up which
I was
ones.
Gonna say, let me see if I can find it.
Yes.
Do you want to talk for a second, and then I'll show the rest of my stuff? Oh, there it is, right there.
So
the I Want a Revelation
sock.
here. So anyway, I'll show you a picture once the picture loads.
So I am actually surprised. I didn't think that was going to be
so they're
light.
Yeah, I know. Especially, and the picture doesn't look that light either. It's based on the dresses that they wear. I think that's what I'm guessing it goes with. But I don't know. It's maybe when it knits up, it'll look a little different. I don't know. This just looks really bright in the picture. But anyway, see how the little buttons are on the side? They run down the back, which is really cute because their dresses have the buttons. But I do like the sock pattern itself. So
yeah, that is a cute pattern.
Yeah, and it's available on Ravelry. And it's the I Want a Revelation socks pattern.
And it's on for $5.50.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all the information if anybody wants it.
Oh, see, and you can see a picture of down here of the ladies in their dresses.
Yes.
Yes, that the color is based on.
And more of the back.
Yes. So, anyway, then... Then I ordered a book. I pre-ordered a book about spinning called Yarnitecture, and it is by Jillian Moreno. And I haven't finished reading it, but I read a good portion of it, and it's a very, very nice book because it's a knitter's guide to spinning, building exactly the yarn you want. So it assumes that you already know how to spin. Like, it assumes you have the basics down. But first of all, can I just talk about like how nicely it is bound? Like I like a really silly thing to say. But when you open it, it lays flat.
Yeah,
like the
that's
pages,
always good.
which is nice.
You don't have to.
And it's a hardcover book. I think I got it on Amazon for like $16. But anyway,
it's not bad at all.
No, it's got tons of pictures. It's got forwards by people who are in. It's got lots of pictures of Captain Tight Pants. Because like every other page, I'm like, that's Captain Tight Pants. Because I've discussed this many times on this podcast. Because I'll be flipping. But it's got chapters like about why am I spinning? It has a chapter about the different sheep breeds. It has one preparing your fiber woolen versus worsted, which I can't say today, I guess, and talking about drafting, plying color, finishing, knitting, and it has some patterns in it too.
Really?
But anyway, she's got lots of lots of samples of different techniques knitted up and everything. It's just a very, very good book, I think. So anyway, I'm going to read it eventually. I read like the first half of it. I have to finish it. I think it's 12 patterns in it. So I recommend that book. And then the final thing I have is something that I commissioned a while ago.
I don't remember this.
I didn't tell you about it at all. What? So I commissioned this item that I saw on Etsy a while ago because I thought it was really cool. And it's a tool that sock knitters can use to it's like one of those sock rulers to measure your socks so that you just like slip your sock in it as you're knitting it, so you know. So anyway,
did you have to give me all your measurements?
So this is why I commissioned them. No.
Oh.
It's the Sock Size by Burning Impressions. And it's got they're personalized with our names on them, our Ravelry names.
That's super cute.
I was like, that's why I commissioned it, and it was on Etsy, and then I had to wait because they were in Canada, and she had to make them because she had to actually engrave our stuff. But anyway, no, you didn't give them your size because it has like just the inches, and then it tells you like the average sizes here, and then you just slip your sock into it and see how far up it goes. Yeah, and there's like the little...
and you can also put your foot down?
Yeah, and measure someone's feet with it. So I thought that was really cool. And they were very, very, very well made. She also sells them. She sells them in inches. She also sells them in metric. And she also sells one that's like inches on one side, metric on the other. But, and the little personalization was free. So she was just like, what do you want on it? So I was like,
nice. Put
our Ravelry names. And I said, and then we can talk about it on the podcast. So
mine has little hearts.
Yeah, the eyes. My little eye and girl has a heart too.
Aww.
So yeah. So that's why I didn't tell you about it, because it was a surprise. Because it was kind of like a thing that I was like, let's get these. We can, get them, and then we can like actually use them. And I
can try that here in a little bit.
Yes. So. And I just thought they were pretty cool. And they didn't take that long to get it. It's just like, you have to give her a little extra time because she has to actually physically like sit down and make it.
Yeah.
So. And they're very well made.
Burning Impressions.
Mm-hmm. And they're very, very well made, I think.
I like it.
So,
seems sturdy.
Yes. Well, especially, sorry if you're listening with like your earbuds and stuff. Especially if you have someone like stand on it to measure their feet.
Yes.
I would think it would have to be kind of sturdy. So anyway, that's it for my new items.
So I don't have any physical new items.
Just imaginary ones.
Yeah, just the imaginary ones. So hopefully everybody saw, which I doubt that you've looked because you're very busy, but Knitty came out with their Deep Fall.
Oh, didn't even know.
I know. See, it came up in my email, so...
Oh, I'm not on their email list, apparently.
Some patterns, and you can look at them later.
Well, I can, and so can our audience.
Well, yeah. But one of the ones that I really like is The Gift of Thistle. It's a hat and a cowl.
Oh.
And I think it's like double knitted and everything. And
yeah,
you do
it
it with
like
two different gradients. So one that goes on the dark end and one that's on the lighter end.
And it's by Tanis Gray.
Yes. And there's a better picture.
Oh, yeah, that's very pretty.
And so I would so knit that up. And then I already showed this to you. For all of you who love The Hitchhiker, Martina Bem came up with a new hitchhiker, and it's the Hitchhiker Beyond. And it is a symmetrical hitchhiker. So
which is right up
Yes.
Sandy's alley. Although you've knit a hitchhiker.
I
so.
have. I also knit one of her other
I've knit
asymmetrical ones.
I've knit 2 or 3 hitchhikers, and I wear them quite often with the few days that we can wear stuff like that. although, at school they've got the air conditioning where I work on like crazy, and all my class I've been freezing. I was sitting there like shivering in class, and it was lunchtime, sitting there shivering, and one of my coworkers was in there, and I was like, it is so cold in here, and I was like, do you know what this reminds me of? And I showed her your little video you showed me that we'll have to link in our show notes now. The women's winter video.
Yes.
I was like, this is where we work now. Like, it's never been like this.
It is hilarious.
It's really funny.
It's summertime is the women's winter.
Yes.
And
with the air conditioning on.
The winter time is the men's hell.
Yes.
And they mentioned that, but it's all about the women's winter.
Yes. So I'll have to link that in our show notes too, that video, because it's funny.
It is hilarious.
But yeah, because I was sitting there with a sweater on, and I'd worn capris that day. And
can't do that.
Well, because the thing is, in between classes, I'm outside, so I go from like 95 degrees to inside like 60 degrees or like 65 or whatever. And so I was sitting there like at lunch with my cardigan like this, and it was so cold. And I don't usually get cold, so it was weird.
So before the whole divergent of women's winter,
Yes.
which is an awesome video.
Yes.
We were talking about hitchhikers, and that was going to be an awesome transition.
Well, you can still transition because this is a
object.
This is a warming type of item.
So
that came out really weird.
So it was since the last episode I cast this on. I want to say maybe it was only like 2 weeks ago.
Probably.
Yeah, and I finished it before or during last weekend. Because I was sick, so I had
the sick.
Yeah, so I had some time. So I made a shawl. It's not blocked because I like how it lays when it's not blocked. It's kind of
got
like,
more texture.
Yeah, textury. It's out of the Madeline Tosh Shire colorway. I want to believe it's Twisted Lights is the yarn base.
Okay.
And it is the Martina Bim asymmetrical pattern, Heaven and Space. And you can get it on Ravelry for $4.49. And those are some pictures of it blocked.
That one looks huge.
Yeah, it's because it's blocked, and you can do as many repeats as you want. But
did she make hers out of like wool mice or something?
I think so,
because she usually uses like the whole thing, which is like 150 grams versus like most sock weight yarns, which are 100 grams.
Yeah, so mine's not as big.
Yeah,
but there's a picture of it not blocked, and I was going to wear it, but as you can see, I'm wearing a black shirt. Hers is actually like
it's a gray,
a medium gray shirt.
It is a gray shirt. Look, if I back up a little, it doesn't look as black. Oh, there. Look, see, you're blocking the light from this way to make. Yeah,
it's just the black hole.
Yes,
my shirt is just absorbing all colors. So
yes,
like,
podcast,
you still can't.
We are podcasting from the black hole. Because we were commenting earlier about how dark our hair looks today too.
It's like almost, at least on this end, it looks like it's blending in. I can't see my hair from my shirt.
Yeah.
And yours just is like dark.
I know. Mine's getting cut tomorrow because it's getting to that stage of where I can't control it. Even beating it into submission doesn't help. So.
You need to beat it harder. So my next finished object, which I didn't realize was going to drive me crazy at the time until after everything was said and done, was my firefighter socks. So I started it, remember, top up. So I'm like, awesome. I'm starting it with the light gray.
Yeah.
And I finished one and started with the other one with the light gray. They're not in the right order.
No, and you gotta...
Oh,
I thought that was attached.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It goes upside down.
She made socks like I do sometimes.
I know, and you know how much that kills me. And it took me probably about 2 days to realize this is what happened. And I have no idea because I put them all from the inside of the ball.
I don't know. Curse you nitpicks. And your Felici sock yarn.
That I love so much. Yes.
Yes.
But I have them done. So it's 2 finished objects. And then the third, which I finished probably like 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 3, something like that. I just had to wash it.
Okay.
The last time. Well, you already know. It's
well, I saw a picture of it. I haven't seen it in person.
I know because I didn't bring it.
Yes.
The last time we met.
Right, because we weren't recording.
My yarn that I was spinning. Wow.
Something.
I was doing something with it.
Making.
And, of course, right now, I can't remember what kind it is. I know it's in the fire colorway. So I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah.
On my Etsy. So, this is awesome because we're super prepared.
I know, really.
So, if you want to start on your finished objects...
I don't have any finished objects.
You don't have any finished objects?
I have none. I don't have any finished objects.
I thought that you were, like, close to something.
Nope.
Oh.
I have nothing finished. At all. So now we're going to have, like, filler right now.
Yeah.
This is the filler episode.
So, what I was...
Filling the black hole. There.
Yeah, let's not use that one. No. So one of the things that I was going to bring, and I completely forgot, was Forbes Fiber Farms.
Okay.
That's where I got it from.
Say that like 10 times fast.
And it's fire. It's BFL.
It's Forbes Fiber Farms Fire.
In the BFL.
Some nice alliteration happening there.
Yes. So, I got about 700 yards of fingering weight out of 4 ounces.
What? And it's 2-ply.
Yes. Yeah. And it was done, wow.
On your Turtle-Made spindle.
Yeah, but no, the method.
Fractal.
There we go. Words. Fractal. Yeah, on the Turtle-Made spindle. But yeah, so I was organizing my front garage room, and I have so much Christmas items. I probably, not including the tree, have like 7 totes of just Christmas stuff.
Oh my goodness. We went through and cleaned out a bunch of our Christmas stuff a couple years ago.
Yeah, and you know how often I put up Christmas stuff,
right.
So. But a lot of it is, family stuff that came down. One of the things, which I think I'm going to have to actually make, is it was in a gift box, and it had the picture of what it's supposed to be on the front side that somebody taped down, and it is one of the plastic canvas angels for the tree topper, and everything's in there from what it looks like, and it's just not put together. So I might end up having to do that this year.
Yep.
Okay, so that's all.
I had to do a little plastic canvas
objects.
project earlier too, but it was just a little tag for my work bin.
Oh yeah.
With my initials.
I know.
When my coworker says, "Do you have any yarn?" and I go, "Do I have yarn?" Because she was gonna do it, I guess, with embroidery floss, and she's like, "And it takes forever to fill it up and all this." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do mine with yarn," and I did it with leftover Simply Soft from projects past. It's on my Instagram. Anyway,
yes, it is.
Because it's tied to my little bag, and no one else at work has done theirs. I'm the only one who has mine done. So
no, they can just borrow some yarn if they want to.
Well, it's not even that. They just haven't even sat down to figure it out or whatever. So whatever. Anyway, so what I'm working on, and this is not something I have been working on at all because I haven't, is these socks, which I do have one sock, but it's not finished. Because it doesn't have a heel.
It's almost finished.
Right. But it's not a finished object by any means because it doesn't have a heel. But anyway, this is the first of a pair that I haven't even cast on the second one. Because I've had no knitting mojo for the past month.
No, you've been on a spinning kick.
I have been on a spinning kick, which is really weird. But anyway, this is one of the socks that's for my aunt, so I probably need to get the other one done. Because I'm thinking of sending them for Christmas, though, so I do have a little time.
Yeah, but it'll be Christmas anytime. It's already September.
I know. Anyway, it's the it's mid-September.
I know.
It's the Knit Picks Felici in the Marsh colorway, which is a discontinued colorway. So can't help you out there unless someone destashes it on Ravelry. But I haven't even started the second one. What I have been working on is spinning, as you were saying. I know. I've been working on my Into the World Polworth in the Scissors Lizard Spock colorway.
You've gotten a lot done on that.
I have gotten a lot done. What? So I'm actually this was about half of the fiber I had, and I finished this, and once I finish this and one more strip, then I have, look, I brought all this stuff in with me. I have this much left, which is like 4 strips left to do. And I think it's just going to be chain plied because I want to keep the stripes, because it's, you know, I want to keep the colors together. But anyway, so that's what I've been working on, because I've been working on this before I leave the house for work, because I get up early and I always have a little bit of time, so I do a little before I leave the house. Then I get to work like at the crack of dawn, because I like to beat all the traffic and get in there and make sure I have access to a computer to sign in. So then I've been working on it then, and then I've been working on it like at lunchtime, and then at home. I've just been like, this is all I've been doing. So I don't know, we'll see. It's on my Turtle Made mini spindle also.
Oh, the 3D printed?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not the wood one.
No, because I was going to start doing the rest of them on the wood one, but then I was like, I still have this in my bag, so I've been just using this one for now, for this project.
It's not like it's sitting out in your car. So.
Right, I know, because it goes with me to and from.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's pretty much all I've been doing. You're like, you've come really far on that. That was really funny.
You have.
I know, I've gotten a lot done.
Well, the last time I saw it was just like a little bit, and there wasn't even all that stuff.
Well, I started this, I started it like the night before Comic-Con. So I started it early, like the first weekend in August. So for me to be spinning that much, that's a lot for me, especially on a spindle.
Okay, so if anybody saw my Instagram, they will have seen the epic sock. Epic. So, my Manoa sock, which is a Knitty pattern, because this episode is brought to you by Knitty.
Unless you're, no, the monkey wasn't a Knitty pattern, was it? I don't remember. Because my socks are the Pearlless monkeys, which are based on the monkey pattern by Cookie A.
It might have been.
I don't remember.
Okay, so this is the longest leg that I think I've made out of just, it's supposed to be a standard sock, and I did the standard pattern. I didn't realize that, or didn't think about shortening it, like the instructions said. It is huge.
It is for people with really long legs.
Yes.
Because on someone with really long legs, that would be a standard sock.
Well, my legs aren't
They're
short.
really able to see this, too.
I know, I'm just looking. It's like maybe about that far down from my knee.
It's longer than Lucy's legs.
It's almost as long as Lucy. Oh, and now she's getting caught up.
Yes.
Just wait. So, I am on the foot, so I don't have any more of the pattern to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the toe to do, but my one concern is I only have this much of the yard for the first sock, and it is being made out of the Serenity sock weight of the Deborah Norville.
Mm-hmm.
In woodsy green. I think we got these when they were like on clearance or something.
Probably.
So hopefully it's still being made in this color in case I need more. Or else I will have to be ripping it out to about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, about here.
Well, you were contemplating ripping it out before you got that, like, when you realized how long the leg was.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, the leg's really long. I don't have a huge amount of yarn. Then
you decided to live life dangerously.
That's how I live it.
Yep.
And so, I didn't do a lot of work on that this last week. I did more of it like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Also during my period of illness. And awkward silence while I zip that up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went out of town and I needed to have just a nice, easy, not a cable-y project.
Mindless knitting.
I started my somewhat plain sock. It has a little bit of ribbing on the sides, just so I can get a really good fit. And Kelly was like, "What yarn is that?" I have no idea. It's the Regia. Perfect yarn
that I gave you.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I was
because I've never seen it knit up. That's why I was like, I've only seen it in the ball, and I bought it on Amazon.
So, funny story. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this toe up. I'm gonna do it toe up. And so I put it together, toe up, and it was huge. It was like, it reminded me of the first pair of socks I knitted, where I could not get the amount of stitches needed.
Yeah.
Because Kelly had only made like 1 or 2 pairs, and she's like, oh, just follow these, calculations, and it had me cast on, 110 stitches, and the leg was, that big. I could, put it up all the way to, my knee. It was crazy.
You can wear it as a cowl.
I could. And so, the toe, I'm I have, room on the outside of the toe, and so I started looking at everybody's stuff, and everybody did it from the cuff down.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you get the nice, gray cuff.
Oh.
Because I was just having, a huge gray toe. And I'm like, you know what, let me just take it out. And so I undid it. I actually will have to look at my notes to see if I had to reduce my stitches. I might have. And then I was only going to have, a few, maybe 2 or 3 ribs on both sides. Mm-hmm. It was still looking kind of big. So I,
Is it because it's, a thicker yarn, maybe?
Maybe, but I don't know.
Let me see. Keep talking.
Because I'm just going to watch you read. Because I've done thicker yarns on size 1s or size 1.5s, and these are size 1s, so. And it was with the same amount.
It's a 4-ply.
Yeah,
which
so.
I think what they're normal. I don't know.
But while I was looking at all the pictures, I'm like, where is this blue coming from? I thought it was all just grays. And so, I know, but it didn't really look that blue there. And I was looking at it. And then I was knitting, and I just got to, that blue area. Yeah. I'm
yours are going to look like the picture on the front of the ball.
That's what I'm hoping for now.
Because it's the perfect, so it's it's got the yellow in it, so that when you get to the yellow, or you start that's scrap yarn or whatever, to let you know where to start.
Yeah, the yellow's right there.
Yeah.
So
I was explaining for people who might not have seen the episode where we discussed this before. And
because when I first saw it, I'm like, ooh, I really like yellow with black, and you're like, ugh, you don't knit the yellow.
The yellow gets it so that you have a perfect matching pair, hence the name Perfect.
Perfect. This is in color 07120.
But when I bought it,
stone.
When I bought it, I think it said granite.
Granite? Okay.
It was listed as granite or something like that, because that's why I got it, because it was all rock related.
Yeah, it's something rocky.
Yes.
That's for sure. But yeah, so once I put those in there, I did try it on when I was out and about, and it seemed like it was going to fit, so.
Good.
I'm happy.
Yes.
So that is everything that I'm working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can talk about our non-knitting related items.
Yes.
Since I did a lot of talking this first half, which is kind of rare.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to start us off?
Sure. So I was just going to talk about stuff I haven't really been reading much because I haven't had time in the classes that I've been in. I'm about halfway through the book Stardust, because we watched the movie, and I enjoyed the movie, and then I heard the book was a little different, so of course I have to read the book now. So I'm about halfway through that, and then I watched Stranger Things. I finished Stranger Things on Netflix.
So did I.
Okay, we can discuss it after the podcast, because we
don't want to spoil it for people. Watched it.
It's only 8 episodes. That's how it was put up to me, because I was like, I don't know, because I had just finished Daredevil, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to watch next, and one of the teachers was like, you have to watch Stranger Things, you have to watch it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can get it, involved in a whole new series. She's like, it's only 8 episodes, it's only 8 hours, and I said, okay, fine. So...
See, Netflix told me to watch
it. And it was only 8 episodes, and it was Labor Day weekend, and actually, taking that back, it was we had a hurricane, and so we had 2 hurricane days off of school.
We had a hurricane.
Yeah. And so we had 2 days off of school, but it was on Wednesday she was telling me about it, and she's like, well, we don't have school tomorrow because of this, so you can just, she's got one of those little grass seeds stuck in her mustache or her beard, and I was trying to pull it, but then you told me to talk, so I was trying to get it out for her, because it's stuck in her little beardy mustache thing, and then she goes and tries to get it.
I think she might have got it.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so, because when she sniffs the grass, they just cling there. And then she tries to eat them. Yeah. But anyway.
So Stranger Things.
So anyway, so she told me, she was like, well, you have the day off tomorrow. Why don't you watch it? Well, I wasn't going to watch 8 hours of TV programming on that day, which I watched I think 2 or 3 episodes that day. And I spread it out because then we ended up having Friday off also, and then Monday. So I finished it either Sunday or Monday that weekend. And I enjoyed it. And there's going to be a season 2. So,
yay.
Then what else?
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like it because of the decade it was put in. Because sometimes when it goes back to like different decades like that, it can just be
very kitschy and cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
No.
And then, speaking of decades, the school where I'm working this coming weekend is doing Romeo and Juliet because they have like their set from In the Heights still up and they're going to use it.
Yeah.
Because there's like apartments and balconies and stuff. And but they're doing it apparently it's Romeo and Juliet, but it's set in Boston in the 1960s.
Really?
So, yes. So I think next Saturday night I'll probably go watch it.
Huh.
Anyway, and my friend Nick is directing it. So, yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of like decades and stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I was going to talk about that I like I said, I haven't really read anything. Haven't really. I mean, I watched Stranger Things. I finished season 1 of The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt because I decided to try it again. And I'm about halfway through, I think, season 2.
And?
So it's a lot better. It took me a while to get into it. I mean,
okay.
I'm not like totally into it either, but it's still.
So it's like some of the other episode like shows like
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I was about to say like Parks
into.
and Rec. It took me a few episodes.
Yeah. So it's not bad, and but I think that's it. I can't think of anything else.
I watched Mad Max on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the Fury Road one.
The newest one.
Yeah, the newest one.
Okay.
It was on there. I watched a few other things that was on HBO. And I was thinking, I'm like, I need to make sure I write these down so I can, talk about it. And I didn't. Darn it. But, yeah, nothing was as weird as that Sleeping Beauty one.
Yeah.
That I kept on calling Snow. Yeah. But I think that was pretty much all. I haven't really had much time to go and do fun reading. But I did get an opportunity to go and have fun this last week.
Yes.
We had the hurricane, but I still had to work / I was sick, so I was working from home.
Like we were on. It was mainly a tropical storm, and then it upgraded to a hurricane.
Rain.
We were on the rainy side of it, basically. Yeah. But parts of our county got lots of tornadoes and stuff. I have a friend who was like, I can't believe we're getting school, blah, blah, blah. We don't have school, because he works for school, and he was complaining. And then he was like, and it's not even raining where I am. It's not even raining. I said, yeah, but our county's really big, and there's like 250 schools, and they can't just be like, oh, only these schools are closed. And then like the next day, he was like, yeah, we had tornadoes out here, and like my grandfather's fence was knocked down and stuff. I'm like, see, it's a good thing you were not driving in that.
See, we did have like where I was at, there was some wind, because I didn't realize this until like 4 days afterwards. I was in the backyard, and I had been in the backyard before, and one of my small trees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind it is. It has like flowers, like the Hawaiian flowers on it.
Is it like a hibiscus, maybe?
No, it's something else.
I don't know.
I have one in the front yard too, so I'm not good with plants. Apparently, either like some of the stuff from the palm tree and above it fell down and pushed it over, or the wind just like pushed it over. So it's like this. So I need to get some rope and like pull it back and
straightened up.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Tuesday I did some work, and I drove out to the Cape Canaveral area, Titusville,
on
here
the other
in Florida.
side of the state.
Yes, where they didn't have any problems with the weather.
Yeah.
Just apparently a little bit of rain, because NASA was having a NASA social that was open to people who use social media to get the word out on different NASA activities. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I was posting a lot of stuff from out there. It was a phenomenal experience. There was about 100 of us that got to go out there. It was a 2-day experience. We paid for travel, lodging, food, while they did all the behind-the-scenes type stuff. So we were there
They paid to launch the rocket.
Yeah, they paid, and had people talk to us, and, that fun stuff. So the rocket was the Atlas V, and it was for the OSIRIS-REx mission, which, when I read about that, I'm like, I really want to go out and see that, although it's just the rocket launch portion. but talking to the scientists and engineers behind it was amazing because the payload on that rocket is actually going to an asteroid to pick up a sample of the asteroid after it does some mapping and that, and it will come back in 2013 to Utah.
2023.
Or 2023.
It's going back in time. It's so awesome.
2023.
What is it? Elon Musk and SpaceX. So awesome that he's time traveling with the rocket.
But it's not SpaceX.
Still.
It's ULA. So, that's me with the rocket. And then I have a few other pictures of me with the rocket. But we did get to meet the CEO and the COO of ULA, which is United Launch Alliance, who put up the rocket with NASA. And we got to go, as I said, talk to the team that is a part of the OSIRIS-REx project, going to the asteroid Bennu.
Yeah.
And then we got to the vehicle assembly building, which is huge. Like, you walk in, and they told us you can't stop in the doorway. You're going to want to, but you can't. So just don't look up until you get to the certain spot. And you get there, and you look up. I'm like, wow, this is so high. I'm getting a little dizzy just looking up. Are you fine to see?
Yeah,
yet?
keep talking.
Okay.
I'm listening.
And
she's got like 3 of them in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I would have to check to see how many floors it is, because I can't remember, but I want to say like the first elevator you take up is like 37 floors, and then you have to take up the next one for like 10 or 16 or something like that to get to the roof. And then after that, we got to go to the firing room where they actually go through and launch the rocket. And I met the director for the firing room. Her name is Charlie Blackwell. And I had to get a picture because if you see, if you see right here, that's a Clemson lanyard. So I'm like, wait, did you graduate from Clemson? And she did, and so we had a little talk about that. It was awesome. And hi. Yes. And so from there we that was, I think, that was the second day. We went back, had lunch. The NASA director came out and talked to us and answered questions, and he was great. He is so enthusiastic, and all the people there were just wonderful. And I guess it's like a ongoing thing. We would go to a different panel, and they're like, hopefully yes, you still have some?
Oh, she does.
I think so. She's like looking at me licking.
Well, maybe she thinks you're tasty.
Well, so they're like, hopefully this won't be boring like was the last one. We're like, no, the last one wasn't. It was really interesting. It was great. We did 2 NASA TV episodes. And then we got to see the rocket launch. They took us to a special area, and this is one of my fellow socialites photos of the rocket being launched with our viewpoint. And I thought it was pretty awesome. It's really funny because when I first got there, there's 2 rocket launch pads, and I was looking at the one over here the entire time. And then we're doing the countdown, and we get to 1, and I'm like, wait, it's not there. Oh, it's over there! Okay.
Weren't other people looking in that? Did you look around at where other people were looking, though?
Yes, but all you can see,
kind of awkward
like
if
right
everyone
here.
else is looking and like with their head this way, and you're like,
well, it's not like I'm looking here and they're looking here. We're all looking here, but I'm looking here and they're looking here. So, yeah.
They're probably all sitting behind you going, look at her. She doesn't even know which direction to look in.
I was right in front. Well, the one guy that I was hanging out with, he was actually like looking right here at the building next to the rocket launch. And so he's like, I didn't even see it at first. I'm like, neither did I. Then when I was showing him the picture, he's like, you were way off. I'm like, well, you weren't much better. And they also let us see the the rollout of the rocket, which would have been better if I had like a tripod and could do a time lapse thing, because it goes so slow. It's like less than a mile. Yeah. So
The last time that I've been over to the Kennedy Space Center was when I was like 5. So I'm sure it's very different.
I didn't get to go to the visitors
years ago, and
yeah.
Yeah, we went, because I was going to say I was probably about 5, because we did this Florida trip, because my aunt's mother-in-law lived in Florida at the time, and so we did this trip, and we did, like, Disney World, which at the time was just the Magic Kingdom, and you had to have tickets to ride each ride, and we did the, Kennedy Space Center, and we did a little bit of St. Augustine. But, I was going to say, we watched the rocket go off on television because we knew that you were there.
Yes.
And so we watched it go off on television. We usually, not usually, but in the past, especially when they had the shuttles, we were able to go out behind my house and see them. We're on the other side of the state, but still, like, I mean, it's like this big, but you can still, like, see and the trail stuff and everything. Because we would just go out, there's a lake behind us, and you go down towards the edge of the lake, and you could see them and hear the sonic boom and stuff, but it was really, really cloudy that day over here. Because John was looking, he was like, we should go out and see if we can see it. And I was like, yeah, because we can put it on our iPad on the television app, and then, whatever.
You can, like, watch it and watch
right,
it.
And with, like, all the commentary and whatever. But, we looked outside, and it was, like, completely clouded over, so we wouldn't have been able to see it. So we just watched it on the television.
It was a perfect day. That was one of the big concerns was, the weather, because if it gets pushed back. To you. Yes, she is. If it gets pushed back, then everybody who wants to stay would have to not work another day and find lodging for another day, food and all that stuff. But I mean, it was so clear. We had no problems. There wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Because we were watching it, we're like, there are no clouds. And we would look outside and we're like, it is, like, you couldn't even see blue in the sky. It was so cloudy that day over here. So
that makes me happy.
Yes.
So
and then my husband had it on the television, like on the local news channel, and I had it on my iPad because you had done the thing about it streaming, but it's streaming, it was like, there was like a 30 to 45 second delay on what they were streaming on NASA. So we're like watching it, it's like going, and it's like, it hasn't even left on this. So.
Yeah, the University of Arizona was also a part of this. And the first day we got a little swag bag, and one things they put in it was a battery backup charger for your mobile devices.
Oh,
which it's great because,
well, especially since you were all there because of social media,
taking pictures of it, and most of us had the battery backups. I was one of the few that didn't have like the massive cameras with the $50 million lenses and that. I'm like, I can't get my camera to work, so ting! I got a picture. Hey, let's see how much I can zoom in for this video. But one of the things that they did mention was when the rocket's launching, just watch the rocket. Don't watch it through this. So I did take video, but I was more like, okay, I hope it's in there, because I don't want to be like this.
Well, because, I mean, there's no, like, we had to watch it on the screen here. But, I mean, if you're there in person, you don't want to watch it on your tiny little screen. You want to see it, like, there in person.
It is so much brighter than what I would have thought. And I've seen them on, recordings and live and all that. But, like, it was hard to look at. It was so bright.
Because there were, on some of your pictures, I clicked on, like, your hashtag for NASA Social. And there were people, like, from all over.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there were people, like, there was one lady who I think was she, like, from Houston or something, and I was like,
there was a lot of people from California.
I was like, she came all the way from there. It's like, you're not going to sit there, I mean, you might sit there and watch it on your phone or your, camera, but why would you travel all that way to see it? To, like, watch it on your electronic device. You could do that at home.
And the backgrounds was so diverse of all the people. There was some people that just graduated from high school, some college students, teachers went, and one girl was actually, I think she was teaching either later in elementary school or early middle school. During the speech with the NASA director, she was live streaming to her class.
Oh, cool.
And was asking him questions about, hey, what can you tell my students? And, I mean, his answer was great. He said, don't worry about your grades. Getting straight A's is fine and all good, but we are not going to hire because of straight A's. We want you to take chances. We want you to fail. We want you to learn. So don't go for the perfect grades. Go outside your normal boundaries.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was good because
because kids have a lot of pressure on them nowadays.
Yeah.
Standardized testing and all that stuff. So.
And it's not always about getting straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Not that we're saying go out there and fail all of your classes, children, if you're watching.
No, but go take chances. Go do something that interests you. And then there was also some like clothing designers that went. There was some TV media and news media and news bloggers, but there was a few doctors. You know, just completely diverse, and a geologist.
Yes, knitting.
Yeah,
knitting geologist.
And the first day we had to go around and all the NASA people introduced themselves, and then all of us had to introduce ourselves and say where we're from and give our like what we do social media on and our names. And so I'm like, my name's Sandy. I'm from Tampa. I'm a geologist, and I also knit. And I have Twitter, but I don't use it. So find me on Instagram. It's a Knits and Bits.
And you're like,
what? Knits? In? Bits.
And you're like,
You're like,
and there's a podcast.
I think I did mention I'm part of a knitting podcast. I can't remember everything I said because I'm like,
it's like me meeting Charlie Fox.
Except I wasn't prepared. They handed me the microphone.
I wasn't prepared either.
Well, I didn't realize that it was at my table, so I didn't think about what I was going to say. I'm like, microphone. Okay.
You're like,
let's do it.
Social media is my friend. I like to post.
Yay, space. See, if I was suave, like the people at like the last or second to last table, one guy's is like, hey, so I'm gonna do a Snapchat story. So everybody go, yeah! And then the whole thing, and I'm like, wow, why couldn't I have done something like that? I'm just not hip with the kids.
I know, I guess.
Yeah. But I definitely want to go back and do that again.
Mm-hmm.
I think next time, because they only gave us like a 2-week notice, that I will find out the dates and reserve it as PTO just in case I get in.
Mm-hmm.
And 2023 Utah trip.
Okay.
We can go and do yarn stores.
Okay.
And watch it come down. So.
Yep.
So that's my exciting news of the day.
Yes.
And if anybody wants to see any of the photos, I do have them on a shared Google site, so I'll have to have Kelly put them up.
Yes, you'll have to send me that info.
Yes. And a lot of them are on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's #NASA Social.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Very cool. I didn't do anything exciting, so.
You got to watch my NASA
I watched your NASA social pictures.
Yes, and you were liking them.
And I was showing them to people at work, too. I was like, look, it's the rocket. They're like, oh, that's
You're like,
really
there's
cool.
a rocket?
They're like, oh, okay.
Well, that was one thing that I realized. I mean, even though we live in Florida where this is all happening, a lot of people didn't realize a rocket was being launched.
Yeah.
Like, my neighbor's like,
well,
where are you?
There was a rocket that had been launched, like, the weekend before you went that exploded.
Yes.
So.
That was a SpaceX rocket, not a ULA. I think they're still looking into that. At least they were last week.
Yeah, so.
But that was also a mile.
That's the stuff that's on the news.
Miles.
But, like, the rocket launch that you went to go see, really, I didn't even see it on the news until it was happening. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, oh, hey, tomorrow, blah, blah, no, nothing. Maybe if you're on the other coast, it's all over the news. I don't know.
Our Uber driver didn't even know that there was a rocket launch. And we're like, yeah, you should check it out.
Well, even around here, back when they used to have shuttles go off and stuff, and I remember people would be like, yeah, I heard a sonic boom this morning. Did something launch? I'm like, yeah, that was a space shuttle. So I don't know. Anyway. So on that note, I guess we don't have anything else, do we?
No, that's my big stuff.
Yep. So, speaking of all the social media stuff, Sandy's Instagram, where you can see all of her pictures, would be at
Knits in Bits.
Yes.
Knits and Bits. And people were getting it wrong all the time.
You can show it. There you go.
I know.
There you go. Oh, look. Look
Knits
how clever
and Bits.
you are. And my social media is at PearlyGirl75. There we go. My Instagram. And also, I have Snapchat. I don't ever use it. I use it to watch other people's Snapchat stuff because I'm a lurker.
I have Snapchat. I tried to remember to put stuff on it. I think I'm going to do better on it.
Okay. Yeah. I saw you said that too, and I was looking at the Snapchat. I'm like, I don't see her posting anything.
I put stuff on it.
I didn't see any of it. I don't know. Am I not your friend on Snapchat? We'll have to see.
Did you defriend me?
Maybe. I don't know.
You're like, she doesn't do enough.
You're not a Broadway show that I watch their Snapchat things. Anyway, we also have Two Crafty Stitches on Twitter, which we post like when we have recorded episodes or when we have posted episodes. And then we have our blog, which is twocraftystitches.wordpress.com. Like,
and remember, everything is with a K.
Yes. Crafty is with a K. Just like my name, Kelly, is with a K. And,
and Stitches with an S.
Like Sandy. Because that's how clever we are. So anyway, I think that's all
I can find my
we talk about. And our videos on YouTube also. Your stories, they disappear after a certain amount of time.
I know, but I also have it in my memories.
Okay. So. Anyway, so I think that's probably it. Yeah, see, I didn't see any of that at all. I'll have to investigate that. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
in case anybody, I did Snapchat.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I have no idea what it's showing of the guy doing stuff. Oh, I think he's talking.
Well, yeah, I would hope that he was talking and not just standing, unless he was dancing to the YMCA, which could be possible.
Greg was awesome. He was our chaperone and AKA our dad for the trip. Mm-hmm. So he kept us in line.
Yes.
I told him when I come back because they gave us a free admission ticket.
Oh, uh-huh. Because it's expensive to go there.
I know, that he needs to take me around and tell me all this stuff because he used to work there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it for us this time. Because I think I talked about all the rest of our social media stuff while you were looking for your Snapchat stuff. Anyway, so we will see you again in a couple of weeks. And until then,
happy crafting.
Bye.